Rico. 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 Rico, can you hear us? Say yes through your mic if you can hear us.
This should be an incredible matchup. I mean, both men have extensive offensive repertoires, lasting endurance, and an insatiable appetite to be number one.
For generations, the steel cage match has been considered one of the most ruthless matches of all time.
Ooh-wee.
Okay, you're starting a broadcast. You can't answer right now. What?
Ooh, that kick could be a game changer.
He's not in a good spot here, guys.
He simply needs to find a
Big move coming.
Wait for it.
Is he done? And he escapes the submission.
And good thing. That could have been disastrous.
Harsh impact. What a stomp. Good grief. He's calling for it.
Looking at it here.
Brain buster.
But he's got to capitalize now.
Drop kick.
Beautiful. The steel cage is a massive enclosure that stands 15 feet in height. For almost 35 years, a select group of high flyers have taken their aerial assaults to... He's a long way from a 3 count, I can tell you that.
Not yet. Too early.
Ooh, what impact. Looks like he's starting to sweat now. This could be the start of an ugly downward spiral if he's not careful.
Yeah, but it looks to me like he still has plenty of energy in that body of his. I wouldn't look too much into this right now.
To your point earlier, Byron, we've definitely seen some unbelievable attacks be launched from the top of the steel cage. And you mentioned the most iconic, the steel cage match for the Intercontinental Championship that saw Jimmy Superfly Snuka clash against bitter rival, the magnificent Morocco.
There's no denying that Superfly's...
The cover. There's not a person in this arena who thought that that was it for him. Nah, not yet. Too early.
The best way to describe combatants clashing inside a steel cage is its battle of attrition. Sometimes a superstar is left with no choice but to fight fire with fire and do whatever they need to do in order to win the match. And sometimes it comes down to a superstar doing whatever they need to do in order to survive.
This might be it.
Oh, my.
Oh. Byron, you touched on this earlier, but it's so important for a superstar to accept that there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide in a steel cage match. That the conflict will be resolved within the 15-foot-high steel walls that surround the ring. And that losing a cage match can mean much more than a mark in the loss column. For some, it has meant the end of their career.
It's difficult to describe the damage that can be done to a superstar who competes in a steel cage match. We see the physical harm, but we don't see the psychological effects from being inside the cage. Make no mistake about it, Michael. The steel cage truly represents survival of the fittest.
You gotta believe this one's over. Ooh! Strowman is taking no prisoners right here.
Beautiful technique. Well, the idea here is to take out your opponent so you have enough time to climb over the cage wall and out to the floor.
Oh boy, he's too noisy.
What a match!
one of these guys is going to walk away with the win here tonight. I just can't imagine one of them also accepting defeat. Before 2017's Extreme Rules, there were just 3 previous tag team matches where championship gold was decided inside a steel cage in the history of WWE special events. The Hardy Boys were in 2 of those matches. At Extreme Rules, in order to win the match, both members of a team had to exit the cage and have both feet on the floor.
The Hardys used their famous continuity to gain the early advantage until Cesaro and Sheamus utilized their devastating power to slow the pace of the match down. Both teams battled atop the steel cage, but in the end, Sheamus and Cesaro won the race to the arena floor to become new Raw Tag Team Champions.
Referee's calling for the bell. The match is over.